northwest corner method, Vogel's approximation method, they will remain as usual. Instead of least cost of the cell method, there are the other three methods are there. Nothing but row minimum method, column minimum method, and matrix minimum method. Or the other. Now this northwest corner method. So this method starts at the northwest corner cell, that is the tabula various variable x111. Step 1, allocate as much as possible to the selected cell, that is the first cell, x11 cell, you have to allocate maximum and adjust the associated amounts of supply and demand by subtracting the allocated amount. First of all, you have to allocate to the top right left side corner, allocate as much as possible, then try to balance into the second cell, that is x12, and after that you have to come down x22, like that you have to solve it. Next, step 2, cross out the row or the column with a zero supply or demand to indicate that no further assignments can be made in that row or column. Now you have allocated maximum amount to the first corner, that is x11. Automatically, the first corner, if you allocate the maximum amount, the first row as well as the first column, they are going to balance together. Automatically, you have to remove the particular thing. Cross out the particular rows, cross out the particular row and cross out the particular column, or you need not cross out, simply go down. Next, if both a row and column net to zero simultaneously, cross out one only and leave the zero supply demand in the uncrossed out row. So if exactly one row or column is left uncrossed, stop, otherwise move to the cell to the right if a column has just been crossed out, or below if a row has been crossed out. So see, you have to step down from the 112, 1, 2, and therefore you have to go down to 2, 2 and 2, 3, and again 2, 3, 2, 5, 2, 4, 3, 4, like that. You have to solve the particular thing. Now in this case, you see that is a problem, and this is the demand 5 in this particular column, 15 and 15 and 15. Similar in the first row, 15, 25 and 10. This is 3 rows and 4 columns, 3 into 4 matrix. So now first I told you 1, 1 corner, x11, this is going to be allocate maximum possible. So if you see that is the 5, you can allocate maximum possible. So in this particular phase, 5 is the maximum possible. Next, if you go to the right, that is 1, 2, and you can allocate 10 to balance this first row. Therefore, vertical column and first vertical column and first horizontal row, both are balanced. Next, after that, you step down in a nothing but this is a staircase type. Step down and next allocate maximum possible so that the column is balanced. So therefore 10 plus 5, it is completely balanced. So before that, I forgot to tell one more thing. This is demand and supply. Demand and supply are equal or not, you have to check out. If they are equal, it is going to be called as a balanced transportation problem. If they are not equal, it is going to be called as unbalanced transportation problem. Accordingly, you have to create either vertical cell or a horizontal row to balance this particular demand and supply. So now you have added 5, automatically the vertical column is satisfied. And after that you come, after the vertical row is over, vertical column is over, vertical column is over, horizontal column is over, but horizontal row is not balanced. This first horizontal, second horizontal row. So in this, if you go right, how much you can allocate? 15, you can allocate maximum. So this column can be crossed out automatically. So this column is also crossed out. This column is also crossed out. So remaining balance is 15 plus 5 plus 15, 20. Balance will be only 5. And like this 25, that is the second row is to be balanced. Again, if you come across, it will be, if you add a 10, it will come to 50. So like that vertical column, all the horizontal columns, 10, 10. Somebody is murmuring. So first column is balanced, first row is balanced. Second column is balanced, second row is balanced. And again, third column is balanced with 15, and second row is also completely balanced. Now it comes to third row, only thing is that the column, the third row in this last cell is left out. If you add 10 to balance it, 5 plus 15, 5 plus 10, it is 15, and it is 10, it is a balance. Now after that, you have to calculate 10 into 5, 2 into 10, 7 into 5, and 9 into 15, and 20 into 5, and 18 into 10. So this is the cost of transportation. Cost of transportation. So you have allocated 5 into rupees 10, 10 into rupees 2, and 5 into rupees 7, and 15 into rupees 9, 5 into rupees 20, 10 into rupees 18. And if you calculate, automatically you will get this particular, you will get the particular transportation cost through Vogel's approximation method. So here 15 into 2, 15 into 2, that is 15 into 2. So this is a different problem, sorry. Now you see this 5 into 10, 5 into 10, next 10 into 2, 10 into 2, next again 5 into 7, 5 into 7 is there, 15 into 9, 15 into 9, again 5 into 20, 5 into 20, 10 into 18, so this is 10 into 18. So like this, 5 into 10, 10 into 20, 5 into 7, 15 into 9, and 5 into 20, 10 into 18 is the cost of transportation. The associate cost of the schedule, cost of transportation is $500 or pound, whatever it may be. So this is the way you have to estimate the next least cost method. The least cost method finds a better starting solution by concentrating on the cheapest routes. The method assigns as much as possible to the cell with the smallest unit cost. Smallest unit cost, ties are broken arbitrarily. Next, the satisfied row or column is crossed out and the amount of supply and demand are adjusted accordingly. So you have to, among all the things, if you take up, what is the least cost among this particular table? 2 rupees. 2 rupees is the least cost. So next 4 rupees is the next least cost. After 4 rupees, what is the least cost? 7 rupees is the least cost. After 7, 9 rupees is the least cost. After 9 is 10, 11 rupees is the least cost. These are the cost of the cells. So that is the least cost method. So here cell 1, 2 has the least unit cost in the tabular. Cell 1, 2. Cell 1, 2 means this is first row, second column. 1, 2 has least cost. What is telling? Least cost. So the most that can be shipped through 1, 2 is 15 truckloads. So you allocate 15 immediately. So you allocate 15. You allocate 15 maximum to that. This is the least cost. You have allocated 15 trucks. Maximum how much you can allocate? 15 you can allocate, 15 you can allocate like this, balance. So this horizontal is balanced, vertical is also balanced. You can cross out this vertical column as it is balanced. And whereas this horizontal is also balanced, so therefore you can strike out this particular thing and strike out this particular thing. Rewrite the table 10, 12, 14, 10, 12, 4, and 29, 16. And so 20 will not be there. Sorry, this is also balanced because it will not be there. 12, 4, 7, 14, and 9, 16, 20, 18 will be there. Among all the costs, 12, 7, 9, 20, 4, 14, 16, 19. Because this is balanced, you need not take up 12, 4, 9, 16, and 20, 18. So among 12, 9, 20, 18, 16, and 4, the least cost is nothing but 4 is the least cost. So you can allocate a maximum of 5 for this. So vertically, 5 you can allocate maximum. Vertically it is balanced, therefore strike it out. Strike it out. After that you are left with 7 vertical balance. You are left with this particular cell 7, and 7 we have striked out already. 7 we have striked out. Next 9 and 16, and this is 20 and 18. These 4 cells are left. 4 cells are left. Among all 9, 20, 18, 16, 9 is the least. Allocate maximum 15. So here 15 is there. You allocate 15. Automatically it will cross out. Balance, horizontal balance. You are left with 4 cells only. 15 plus 10, 25. And this is already balanced, horizontally balanced. If you for 10, if you allocate 5, automatically vertically it is balanced. So here you cannot go for again least cost, something like that. 15 means 15 plus 10 automatically 10 you have to add here to balance this particular 25. Next comes to this, and if you come down this, if you add 5 vertically, it is balanced because 4 cells are there only. 4 cells are there, automatically it is going to be balanced. So here he has shown, first you have started, second point, from this third point, and from this third point it is 0, and because after this 11. So this is next comes to 10, and after this is 5. So he is, because it is the least cost, after 9, it is the least cost, he has gone for 0. So because this cell is not existing, this row is not existing, because you have already striked it out. So you have already striked it out. If the problem is worked out on a particular board, it can be, you can understand well. I will do it in the next week. So 10, 15. So like that, this is the least cost method. Least cost method means, so 10 to 20, 11, all these things are the cost of the cells. And you are allocating units, and this is the supply, or bags, bulbs, whatever it may be. So this is your, first of all, among all the elements, 4 is the least, therefore you have allocated 4. Column wise, you remove it. Vertical column is completely removed. Sorry, this 2 is the least cost. You allocate maximum possible. 15 you have allocated, and also 15 is also balanced. So with horizontal, first row, second column removed. First row, second column are removed. Only you are left with this. First row is completely removed, and second column is completely removed. 12, 4, 9, 16, 20, 18. Among 12, 4, 9, 16, 20, 18, 4 is the least. So therefore you allocate 5 to the maximum possible to the particular least cost cell. Least cost cell, you allocate maximum 5. So this vertical column is completely removed. Vertical column is completely removed, and after that you are left with vertical column is removed. This vertical column is removed. This horizontal row is removed and you are left with 9, 20, 18, 16. 9, 20, 18, 16. And among all the 9, 20, 18, 16, 9 is the least. Allocate 15 maximum to the possible least cost cell. Among the 4 cells, 9 is the least cost. So allocate 15 and automatically to balance this, you add 10 here, 25. You balance the vertical, you add 5 here, automatically vertically balanced, horizontally balanced, totally. This is the now this to analyze this cost of transportation 15 into rupees 2, 5 into rupees 4, 15 into rupees 9, 10 into rupees 20, 5 into rupees 18, 5 into rupees 18. So 5 into rupees 18, totally 475. 475, previous case it is how much? It is 520. Northwest corner roll, it is coming as 520 rupees or $520. So whereas, so in this particular case, least cost method, you are getting it as $475. 475. This is becoming lesser compared to the previous case. Then you have to suggest that least cost method is the best transportation to minimize the cost. Our intention is to minimize the cost of transportation. Hence, you have to calculate cost of transportation in through each and every method. In the first case, it is $520 Northwest corner roll. In the second case, it is $475. After that, the third method is Vogel's approximation method. Vogel's approximation method or the penalty method, what you can say. Vogel's approximation method is an improved version of the least cost method that generally, but not always, produces better starting solutions. So whatever it may be, you need not bother. Step 1. For each row or column, determine the penalty measure by subtracting the smallest unit cost element in the row from the next smallest unit cost element in the same row. So I told you first minimum, second minimum. First minimum, second minimum, whether it is a row or whether it is a column, if you made the particular for second minimum minus the first minimum and you treat it as a penalty. You treat it as a penalty, that is the first thing involved in the particular case. Next, identify the row or column with the largest penalty. So identify, so you check up all the rows and all the columns. So you will find out a largest penalty. So largest penalty means for that you have to again go against the particular row or column, identify the least cost cell. Identify the least cost cell against the largest penalty column or largest penalty row. So then allocate to the maximum possible and thereby go for the particular thing. Allocate as much as possible to the variable with the least unit cost in the selected row or column. So among all the things, you have to select least cost element cell, allocate maximum possible. Adjust the supply and demand and cross out the satisfied rows or columns. The only thing is that to avoid confusion, better to cross out with a pen or pencil. If a row and column are satisfied simultaneously, only one of the two is crossed out and the remaining row or column is assigned zero supply. So this is the step. If exactly one row or column with a zero supply or demand remains uncrossed out, stop. If one row or column with a positive supply remains uncrossed, then determine the basic variables in the row by the least cost method, stop. And if all the uncrossed out rows and columns have zero supply and zero demand, determine the zero basic variables by the least cost method, and then you have to stop it. Otherwise, go to step 1. So now this comes to this particular thing. He has given same example he has considered, and 5.19 table computes he has given here. So this is 10 to 20, 11 are the costs. 12, 7, 9, 20, 4, 14, 10, 18. So among this first row, you have to identify the penalty. So first minimum, second minimum. 11 minus 2, sorry, 10 minus 2 for 2 and 10. 10 minus 2 is 8 is the penalty. Here, first minimum, second minimum. 9 minus 7, it is 2. And here, what is the first minimum? 4 and 14. 4 and 14. And therefore, 14 minus 4, it is 10. And vertical column is 12 minus 4. Sorry, 10 minus 4. 6 is the penalty. 10 minus 4 is the 6 is the penalty. Here, first minimum, second minimum. 2 is the first minimum, 7 is the second minimum, 7 minus 2, it is 5. And next comes to 9, first minimum, second minimum. 16 minus 9, 7 is the penalty. Here, 11 is the first minimum and 18 is the second minimum. So therefore, 18 minus 11, 7 is the penalty. So 6, 5, 7, 7, 10, 8, 2. So the largest penalty is 10. And the largest penalty is 10. Go against this row. Go against this row. Identify the least cost cell. Identify the least cost cell means 4 is the least cost. So allocate maximum to the possible. So vertically it is 5 you can allocate. Horizontally you cannot balance. So 5 is you can allocate 4 to this. Strike out this particular row. Strike out this particular row and leave it completely. Leave it completely. And so in this, what is the balance here? 5 will be the balance here. So this 10 minus 5, 5 will be the balance here at the end of the third row. So now this, he has crossed out, he has shown it in a hatched region. And here there is a mistake is there. 15, 25 instead of 10, it should be 5. And here, these are not crossed, 15, 15, 15 as usual. Again, go to this particular thing, penalty. Here, 7 minus 2, 9 will be the penalty here. And 16 minus 9, 7 is the penalty again. And 16 minus 14, 2 is the penalty here. 7 minus 9, 2 is the penalty. And 11 minus 2, 9 is the penalty. 9, 2, 2, 7, 7, 5. And this is crossed out, no penalty. So 5, 7, 7, 9 to 2. Among this largest penalty is 9. So among largest 9, against go for this particular row. So 2 is the least cost cell. So allocate maximum possible to this particular thing. So how much you can allocate this? 15 you can allocate automatically because vertically it is 15 and horizontally it is also 15 demand and supply. So 15, if you allocate this particular thing, horizontally it is balanced, vertically it is also balanced. Vertically balanced, 15 balanced, horizontally balanced, least cost cell, you have allocated 15. So therefore you are left with 9, 20, 16 and 18. 9, 20, 16, 18, this is a loop. So 9, 20, 16, 9, 20, 16. And what are the things automatically? Again, 9, 20 means 20 minus 9. So maximum 18 minus 6. And again, this is 9 minus 16. You have to identify the penalties. So therefore, it has not gone. So 16 minus 9, how much? It is 7 as usual. This is 20 minus 18 is 2 only, and this is 2 only, and this is also 20 minus 9 maximum penalty. So therefore, maximum penalty in the least cost cell, you can allocate a maximum to this particular thing. So allocation maximum means already you can allocate 15 here, vertically is the balance, 10 here, horizontally have balance, 15 plus 10 balance. So finally it is 5. If you allocate 5, this 5 is balanced. I told it this is 5, it is not 10. 5 is balanced. So like that, the problem has to be set and therefore you have to calculate this 15 into 2, 15 into 2. So 15 into 2 means first case 0 into 11, all these things. This is $475. 475 is also 475, whereas it is $520. So northwest corner is $520. Least cost method, it is $475. Vogel's approximation method, $475. So therefore, Vogel's approximation method and least cost method are the best methods you can suggest. Like that, in the examination, you will be asked to find out what is the best method one can adopt. So like that, he is going to ask automatically. You have to answer uh, the least cost method as well as Vogel's approximation method are the best methods. So this is the way one can solve the particular problems. So there are some other problems method is the UE method that is not there in your syllabus. That is come a little bit. So this is through. This is through generally Excel sheet. They are going to solve it. There are some other problems. These are the things 6, 9, 5. First one, second one, transportation models for problem 1. So in the same way, you can solve all these problems either through this particular this is another thing, row minimum, column minimum. Identify each column minimum and subtract it from all the entries. So nothing but this is a penalty method. So 10 minus 9 is among all the things, 9 is the thing. So this is going to be a Hungarian method. This assignment, there's some other things. So this is from other textbook, Northwest corner method, minimum cost method, Vogel's approximation method. So this Vogel's north west corner method. So this is first thing, he has given 2, 4, 2 like this. So totally it is 9 is also 9, though it is balanced. So he's has completely for to want to make you understand better. He has started. He has allocated first corner, that is 1 1 x 1 1 is allocated 2, and vertically it is balanced. Automatically, so if you add 3 here, automatically horizontally is also balanced. So as next after that 2 3 is balanced. After 2 3 is over, and finally if you allocate 3, what is left out? Only 1 is left, and in the next column he has shown it 1 is left. 4 minus 3, automatically 1 is left, and next to 3 1, 4 is completely balanced. So this first row is balanced, is crossed it. Vertical column is balanced, vertical column is second vertical column balanced, and horizontally it is 1 only, horizontally it is also balanced. Next comes to this is 2 is there, 1 is there, 3 is there. So only thing is that, so you can add 0, 2 and 1 automatically, they are going to be balanced. So he has added 0 to 1. There's nothing but a Z shape, so our staircase type, what you can call it as. So if you go like this, suppose in some cases 3 1, you can allocate here, come down here and go here like this. So after 2 and 3, 2 3 1, so you cannot go here because 1 is there, it is already balanced. So therefore inevitably you have to go down, only you can allocate 0, because 3 plus 1 4 is already satisfied. 0, after that you go for horizontally. If you add 2, if allocated 2, and 2 is going to balance vertically, and if you add 1, 1 is going to balance horizontally. 2 plus 1 totally 3. So like that, this is nothing but northwest corner rule. Like that you have to allocate. So initially if you go to this, because you learned so many things and you need not to do all these things. So directly this is first allocated 2. After that, how much you can allocate? 3 here. 2, 3. 2 vertically balanced and 3 means horizontally balanced. If you count down, already 3 is there, only 4 to balance it. 1, you put 1 here, vertically balanced, and already 1 balanced means you cannot allocate anything, and come down, you put 0 here, and after that you can allocate 2 maximum to balance this vertical column, and if you add 1, horizontal row is balanced. So to make you understand, he is given number of tables. So that's all. So like that, 2 3 1 0 2 1, and you go for this, you substitute all these allocations, you substitute all these allocation to the problem, and automatically therefore cost is going to be calculated. Cost is going to be calculated. These are the allocations. Cost will be there, multiply the cost automatically. Minimum cost method. Northwest corner method does not utilize shipping cost, so it can yield initial bills that has balance from, has a very high shopping cost. You need not bother. Example 2 has given is another example. 2 3 5 6 2 1 3 5 3 6 8 4, all these things. So these are the cells, cost of the cells. 2 is the cost, 2 is the cost 3, and these are to be demand and supply, and 12 plus 88 plus 4 plus 6, totally it is 20. Sorry, uh, 20 plus 10, 30 is balanced, and also 30 is balanced. So this is a balanced transportation. And if you go for the second problem, that is minimum cost method. Minimum cost method, among all the table, entire table, what is the minimum cost? 1 is the minimum cost. So he has highlighted it in the next case. He has highlighted it in the banking case. So among the least cost, you can allocate that particular cell. Where the cost of the cell is least, you allocate maximum to the possible and balance either row or column and delete it automatically. So In the vertically it is 8 only, in the horizontally it is 10 only. You can allocate, you cannot allocate 10 here. You can allocate 8 here, remove this column automatically. Remove this column, and so if you allocate 8 here, the balance is nothing but 2 here. So he has marked 2 here. 8, 2 here. After that, you remove this particular column. So he has crossed it. He has crossed it. This column is not existing. Now this is 2, 2, 3. 2, 2, 3, 5, 3, 4, 6, 5, 6. So among all the things, what is the least cost? 2, 2. There are 2 2s. 2 2s. In such a case, when tie exists, so you have to calculate the maximum. 12 is the maximum here. And 5 is maximum. And here 2 is maximum. So you have to select where the demand or supply is maximum. 12 is maximum. And here 5 is maximum. 12 plus 5, if you add 17. 12 plus 2, it is coming as 14. So therefore, you select this particular top corner. So automatically, because he has selected this 2, 12 plus 2 is selecting as minimum. So he has out of the 2 tie, there is a tie. Hence, because of the tie, he is selecting the second row. And the second row is the least cost. And you can allocate maximum how much, because it is 2 only, horizontally it is 2 only allocated to, and 12 minus 2, 10 is balanced. So therefore, this horizontal column, horizontal row is completely cancelled. Horizontal column is completely cancelled, and you are left with still is maintaining. Horizontal, you cannot allocate anything else. So 2 is, 2 and 8 are already balanced. 2 and 8 are already balanced, horizontally balanced, vertically balanced. Therefore, this row and this column does not exist. This row and this column does not exist. But there is no balance here. And again, he has allocated among all the elements, again, 2 is the least. He has allocated 5 here. 5 plus 2. Despite this, there is a 5 is there. Again, go for this particular thing. Next comes to, among other things, this is not completely balanced. This is balanced, this is balanced, this is also balanced. And you are left with this 8, 4, 6 only. 8, 4, 6 for that. 10 is there. Among this, 4 is the least cost. 3 is the least cost. You allocate 5, automatically is balanced. Next least cost is 4, allocate 4. Next least cost is 6. So like that, 5, 4, 6, it is balancing like this. So vertically balanced, all these things. So you calculate 5 into 2, 2 into 2, 5 into 3, 8 into 1, and 4 into 4, 6 into 6. So this is the least cost method. Least cost method. So here I am unable to strike out. Hence, there is a problem. When you are working out, you have to strike. You have to remove the rows or columns, or else you will be confused, like me. So the only thing is that then only you can understand the particular thing. Vogel's approximation method. So this is 6, 7, 8, 15, 20 there, and 10 and 15, 15, 5, 20. So 10, 5. (15 plus 10, 25). 15 plus 10, 25. It is a balancing. 6, 7, 8, 15, 20. All these things are balanced. So first minimum, second minimum. 7 minus 6, it is 1. So in this 15 and 78. 78 minus 15, it is 63 is the penalty. And 15 minus 6, 9. and 80 minus 7, 73, and 78 minus 8, 70. Among all these 163, 70 and 73, 73 is the largest penalty. So when 73 is the largest penalty, go against this particular column and try to identify the least cost cell. 7 is the least cost cell. So allocate 5 maximum, and automatically vertically it is going to be cancelled out. So vertically it is going to be cancelled out. Next you are left with 615 and 818. 615 and 818. So automatically the difference is 8 minus 6. It is already crossed out vertically, and 8 minus 6, 2 is the thing. 78 minus 15, 63. And this is 78 minus 8, 70. And this is 15 minus 6, 9. Again, now because it's already crossed, it does not exist. Therefore, 70 is the maximum penalty. Among 70, what is the least cost? Against this 70, 8 is the least cost. You allocate maximum to the possible. So here, you can allocate only 5 here. So 5 you can allocate automatically. 5, 5, it is entire row is balanced crossed out. So this is against this 0. And finally, next comes to is 15 minus 6. So you can allocate something directly and do this. 15 minus 6, you are left with only this thing. All are crossed out. So difference is 9, allocated is 9, and this was already balanced. Therefore, you cannot do anything. Only thing is that you can allocate. This was already balanced. So you need not do anything. Only thing is the 15 and 78 are left. If you add 15 here, if you add 0, 15 is balanced, 15 is balanced. So horizontally, all these things are balanced. Therefore, you can go for this particular, you can go for the calculation of this particular thing. So this is a penalty method. Through this penalty method, what is the, or Vogel's approximation, what is the cost of transportation? Least cost, what is the cost of transportation? And again, northwest corner rule, what is the cost of transportation? Among this, generally least cost, or sometimes penalty method or Vogel's approximation method or VAM method will result in maximum least transportation cost. Therefore, Vogel's approximation method found to be the best method among all the methods while considering the transportation of certain problems. So this is another UV method or something like that. We'll look into it in the next class. So this is I'm ending up the particular meeting. We'll meet in the next class tomorrow. Okay, thank you.